Hello, this is Horror Chatter, and today I want to talk to y'all about a Louisiana pastor calls a TikToker a demon after she exposed his church for not donating food to a starving baby in a viral social experiment. It's the spirit of a witch, is what he said, quote unquote. I want to listen to the audio of this, y'all, and we'll come back and we'll talk about it, okay?
And I say, we in the middle of feeding people. How you gonna do your little dirty deed? And you know, it's just the spirit of a witch. It's a witch. And my Bible says he do not allow that thing to live. So you have to watch when you fooling with God. I told him I have my scripture. I'm going to slip it in here this week. I didn't get a chance to share it out of Daniel chapter 5. What happened when you mess with the people of God? You taking your life into your own hand. Now, they might have a few little TikTok demons came up in here today. Please stay for the rest of the service. Please stay. But you will behave yourself. Because this is not one of them churches you're going to come and disrupt it. You know? And I say, we in the middle of feeding.
Let me tell you something. Church is a place to go for sinners who want to be saved. Simple as that, right? Now, you're mad, okay? And since he wants to call people out their names and stuff, the young lady's name is Nakelia. I believe that's her name. Okay, and she's a part of a social experiment where she would call churches across America to see if they would donate to a starving baby. Okay, there's nothing demonic about what this beautiful woman did. Okay, amid the SNAP benefits crisis and now viral trend. She plays the audio of a crying baby in the background. And here's the thing, out of 42 calls she made, okay, only 9 churches have said yes, and 33 churches have said no. Now, the church we're talking about in particular is called the Living Faith Christian Center, okay, in Louisiana. Now, Pastor, the most demonic thing that I saw was you sitting up in church and bringing the devil into church. What do you know about witches, man? What do you know about witches? Christian? You're a Christian man. You're not supposed to know about the dealings of witches and stuff. And then you call TikTokers demonic? Really? What happened to love thy neighbor as thyself? What happened to turn the other cheek? You know, what happened to practicing what the Bible preaches? You know, that's the problem with churches, and that's why people are not going to church now. Because, babies, the demons are not outside of the church. The demons are inside of the church. This man is a demon who set up to demonize a woman who was doing the God's work. She's doing God's work, y'all. In a time where people are starving and their SNAP benefits are being cut, and a tyrant is in office building ballrooms and stuff while people are starving, she cares enough about people starving to contact people and get help. Okay, it's an experiment, a social experiment. This isn't something that demons do. This is something that the word and the workers of God does. You got to be careful. You really got to be careful when you demonizing somebody. Okay? Because it's really crazy that you demonize one of God's children. It's simple as that. You know? You know, people in churches are doing some of the ugliest things. The ugliest things. And that's what's depressing about this world. If you can't go to a church for help, then where can you go in society for help? In my heart and my prayers are going out to the people who are suffering under Trump's regime. Because that's what it is. He's a martyr. Okay? He was born a martyr. He's going to die a martyr. I don't know how you could sit up, pastor, in church and watch people starving and not feel anything. Not feel motivated to start something to help people out. What are you doing, Pastor? And another thing we got to stop doing in society is not exposing these people. I don't know what his name is, but I need to know what his name is. Okay? We need to remember his name, because this is a demon. No, this is a demon. You know, and it's just really foul. It's really sad. And then there's the picture. She's a beautiful young woman, okay? And all she wants to do is feed people who are getting ready to be cut off of SNAP benefits. That is not the work of a demon, y'all. That's the work of an angel. My heart and my prayers go out to this beautiful young woman who in a time of need decided, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and do nothing. At least I'm going to try to do something. At least have the guts and the due diligence to do something. That's the problem, is we don't give a shit about nobody. We don't care about each other no more, man. And all we're going to keep doing in this world is keep poking eyes for an eye, for an eye, for an eye. Instead of helping and loving each other is what God is teaching us to do. It's hard to watch this, man. It is hard being a Christian. And I'm not a perfect Christian by any means. But I'm a real Christian. It is hard to see these people in church crucifying and bringing Satan into church. It should have never been, it's an abomination. It should have never been said in the church. Okay? If he felt that way, he should have waited till after church, sat down with the people, and had a meeting on how they were going to handle it. Okay? I wonder how many people are going to go to his Sunday service. Because that's the only way he's going to get paid. When you understand and get to the magnitude that greed, y'all, is what's running this country. Okay? There is enough supplies, there's enough food for everybody in this world to be plentiful, but the greed of mankind is going to kill us all. Okay? So, you know, I just want to personally apologize for what he said to this beautiful young woman who is not a demon, but a complete angel from God, who is doing God's work. And I pray that she gets all of the blessings and the benefits and notoriety that she deserves. Okay, that she deserves. But this pastor, he don't need to be pastor no more. He needs to go ahead and resign. The most dangerous thing in a church is a man in a church being a pastor who is not about God's business. Who is not here's the thing. You don't go to church and demonize people. That's not what church is for. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, do you get what I'm saying? And it all goes back to this one thing I heard a long time ago, and it rings so true to today, is that hurt people do nothing but hurt other people. And that's all it is a vicious cycle of ignorance and bigotry and violence. That's all it is. And I pray that God, because I'm ready. I'm sorry, I don't know how anybody else feel, but the way this world is going, God is coming back. And I hope and I pray that everybody is ready. Okay? Because that's how real it is. So, like I said, man, until the next time, this is Hard Chatter, but Nikilia, it's Nikkalie is her name. I want to commend her for being a complete angel of God and doing the right thing when men turned their heads and did nothing. So until the next time, this is Hard Chatter, and I thank you so much for listening.